What's up guys, it's the Cheapster here, back with another video. I am finally feeling better, finally back to 100% after having that virus. It was not fun, but it is good to be back. So it is probably not a shock to you guys that delivery driving has been a lot harder lately. On average, it definitely seems to make a lot less than it used to make from hearing from other people and from my own experiences. And then the expenses have obviously gone up with so much stuff with inflation, especially gas prices just going up so much. Also because of the fact that car values have gone up so much and used cars have gotten so expensive, that's caused depreciation costs to actually go up so much, which is a factor that you might not actually factor in your everyday driving. So there are lots of reasons working against being a DoorDash delivery driver still, with all this stuff adding up. And I made my previous video on 5 different reasons why you should quit being a DoorDash driver. And now in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 different reasons why you should not quit being a DoorDash driver. And also why I myself have not quit being a DoorDash driver and probably won't quit. And of course guys, like I always say, this is not financial advice. You got to make sure that you figure out what's best for your own situation. I'm just a dude on YouTube. Alright, so in order of least reason to keep working for DoorDash to most reason to keep working for DoorDash, let's start out with number 6 of 5. Alright, so I actually have 6 reasons, but 5 works better for the title. So number 6, the reason why you shouldn't quit working DoorDash is if you have a really cheap car, and that actually might get cheaper as time goes on. I always talk about this. This is one of the biggest expenses to you as a delivery driver, and it's probably the most overlooked expense, is your actual car depreciation, the mileage you're putting on, and the wear and tear on your vehicle. Also, not to mention the maintenance expenses and stuff you're going to take by driving that car. So that's a really important factor to look into. So if you have a really cheap car that's reliable, this is going to be a very small expense for you, and that's a reason that it's not that big of a deal for you to keep working if you can keep making money. Also, if you don't know, the car market is kind of teetering right now, and it's not looking so good. Kind of looks like we're gonna have kind of a 2008 style recession with the car market, like we saw in the banks back then, with a bunch of cars being repossessed and stuff, which is going to drive down the prices. So eventually your car might actually start to get cheaper again, so that depreciation is going to be even cheaper than what it was now. But that is number 6 of why you shouldn't quit working as a DoorDash driver. All right, so number 5 is if the money you're making working DoorDash is for something extra, like a purchase you want to make or for an investment, that's a way that I think is probably good to still keep working. And that's because how much you're making on average per hour and stuff might not really matter that much if you're really just trying to make some money to get up to purchasing an item or something, or going on a trip or something, so you're trying to work a little extra to have that kind of money. Or especially if you're going to be using that money to invest, because then the future value of that money could be way higher than what it is now, so that little extra money you're making could actually become a lot in the future. I also think this is probably one of the most motivating ways to work, when you actually have a goal in mind that you're going to go out and work. So that's still a good reason to go out and keep working DoorDash. All right, so the number 4 reason to keep working DoorDash as a delivery driver is if you need the insurance offered through something like Stride. Now, it's not like there aren't other insurance options if you don't work for a delivery driving company or have something freelance like that, but there definitely are better options if you're working for something like DoorDash. And just as a side note here with this one, also the tax advantages of being a freelancer or something, this kind of stuff can really add up to make it still worth doing this. You obviously don't want to quit working DoorDash if you need the health insurance that you're getting through working DoorDash. And of course, some of that depends on what level you are in DoorDash and other things like that that might factor into that. But that's definitely something to keep in mind. All right, so the next reason, number 3, why you shouldn't quit working DoorDash is if you can't find the work freedom anywhere else or the job style that fits the lifestyle you want to live. That can definitely be a reason to not quit, because it can be hard to find that kind of flexibility and freedom that something like DoorDash can give you to be able to live whatever lifestyle it is you want to live. So even though you might be making less with the expenses going up and stuff, it might still be worth it to you if that's the kind of life that you want to live and you can't find that with another job. That can definitely be a big one, because it's definitely hard to find jobs that are as flexible as DoorDash or something like that. Trust me, I've been looking for pretty much anything that can kind of fit like that. All right, so the next reason, number 2, why you shouldn't quit working for DoorDash is if your area still makes good money and you enjoy doing the work. Obviously, the stuff I'm talking about it getting harder and expenses getting higher doesn't really matter. If your area that you work in still makes good money, then you should still just keep working it, because obviously you're making good money. But also with that, if you just enjoy doing this kind of work and it still can pay decent for you, then you might as well just keep doing it. I definitely notice at times when I'm working other jobs that sometimes DoorDash can be that kind of just different thing than the job I normally do, that it's kind of nice to get that break and be able to make money just doing something else. So if that's where you are in your area, then it probably doesn't make sense for you to quit. You should just keep doing it, keep making the money. All right, so next, the number one most important reason why you should not quit working for DoorDash is if you need the money right now for bills, or you don't have another option to be able to pay your bills and stuff like that. Obviously, this is the biggest reason. If you don't have a way to pay the bills that you have, you should not quit working, because you need to be able to keep paying your bills. And like I said earlier, with stuff like car repossessions becoming higher and higher, there's definitely a lot of strain on the economy right now, and probably going into a recession maybe today as this video goes out. But let's be honest, we all know we've already been in one this whole time. So obviously you should not quit to have that flexibility to be able to make more money if you need that and you don't have any other financial way to pay your bills. Also with that, like I said, if we're in a recession or going into a recession or whatever, things could definitely get a lot harder. So having more flexibility and ways to make money when times get really tight can be really important. So those are my 6 reasons why you should not quit working as a DoorDash driver. And there's probably some other reasons to you personally why you think you shouldn't quit, but these are just some of the reasons I could think of why you shouldn't quit as a DoorDash driver. And I do want to speak honestly with you guys. I definitely understand the burnout and lack of motivation right now when the pay is getting low and it just feels hard to go out and actually make good money. I've talked about this before. I remember back when pay with like Grubhub and stuff was around like $30-$35 an hour when you went out on a weekend. And obviously that was so easy to be motivated because that was just such good money. I didn't have a problem going out and working. But nothing is more unmotivating now than waiting for hours to get a DoorDash order that's just something like $3. But I myself am not quitting, at least not yet. Mostly because for me, working DoorDash is extra money on the side for things like investments. Obviously, I've got the series on my channel where I work to invest, trying to make $1 million off doing side hustles. But also one of the main reasons for me is just that I really like the flexibility and freedom that being able to have DoorDash or something gives you if you want to go out and work extra and just make extra money whenever you want. It's really nice to have that. Also, like I said, it's something that's really hard to find in any other place. There aren't many other options that are as flexible and free as doing something like DoorDash is. But of course, I will always let you guys know if I do find something that's as free and flexible like that, another type of job. And of course, let me know in the comments if you guys find anything like that. But just to finish this video off, guys, like I always say, it's just the most important thing to make sure that you are weighing the amount of time you're working to the amount of pay you're making. When you're a freelancer, nobody's going to sit around and tell you how much you should be working to how much you should get paid. That's all on you to figure out. So you want to make sure you're not sitting in a location for 3 hours just to get one order for $5. Like I said, it's not going to be good for you. You want to make sure that you're actually weighing those costs to what else you could be doing. It's just about making sure what you do is actually worth the time that you're spending doing it, because there may be better opportunities out there for you. So just make sure you pay attention to those opportunities and make sure you take the best thing for you to be able to make the most pay. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully this maybe gives you some reasons why you shouldn't quit working as a DoorDash driver like I haven't quit. But if you guys liked the video, remember to do the cheapest thing you can today. Tap that like button and also subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this. And I will see you guys in the next video. And remember, stay cheap.
Hey, you better be saving that money. Don't you be spending it now. You're still here watching this? You might as well just subscribe. Why would you not at this point?